All right. Got the Giants hat on tonight, everybody. Welcome, NorCal Sports Network, Sunday night edition. What do we got? July 21st tonight, Marlon?
Yep, 21st.
Yeah, July 21st. Hey, the Giants win the 100th game of the season to go 48-52. We'll get into it tonight and a little bit more. So, welcome again to NorCal Sports Network. We'll get the band to say, see ya. There we go. Thanks, band. All right. Well, Bora, how you doing? How was your day, man?
It was pretty good. Watched the Giants. To the gym. Took a nice chill day. Ready to talk some Giants.
All right. Well, hey, let's address something here in the chat. I'm seeing some questions here. Is Eric retired? He was 5 hours ago. Where the heck is Eric? Where is E? I don't know if there's some more in the chat there that are asking. A few people have asked. Let's just get this out in the beginning right here. Eric has decided to go in another direction. We wish him very well. We're going to miss him. He had a lot of great contributions to the show. And Eric, as I said, has been, a big part of NorCal Sports Network. And we thank him for all his work. He's welcome back anytime he wants to come back and be part of the show in some capacity as a, host, co-host. This is, pretty loosely done show. We have guests that come on. Bora's going to be here. Los is going to be here. We've got a lot of things going. We'll be doing some shows with Larry Kruger. Come football season, we'll probably do a once a week co-branding show. We'll be doing live on his channel and on NorCal Sports. We'll still have a lot of the same guests. Someone said Eric got impeached. No, Eric. People have different things they want to do in life. And, like I said, Ryan, you will be welcome to fill in at times. I see you want to come on. That is something that we'll be looking to do, is looking for some new talent. Bora's going to be going back to school when in mid to late August?
Mid-August, yeah.
Mid-August. So, Bora's schedule will be, he'll be here a lot, but there'll be times he's busy. He's got studies and different things going on. And night, he's got a social life to live too as a college student. Los is going to be here a lot. He's got, a lot of things going too with work. He's on vacation this week. Like I say, we'll have Marty Lurie on on occasion during the ball season. Others of you guys who want to join and, take a role as a co-host, maybe one night a week. We'll look into that. What is Salem Cat? Dan, can you address it, please? What address what are we talking about? I'm not sure. Did I miss something in the chat, Salem Cat?
No, I think he was asking, can you address the Eric situation? But you just did.
I just did, Salem Cat. I just addressed it. He's like I said, he's welcome. If he wants to be able to come back part of the show. And, you can catch him on his show, Military History Chronicles. He does a good job over there. Make sure you go follow him and catch him on his show. I don't know. It's not as consistently on like NorCal Sports because, we're doing, post game, which is almost 7 days a week. So, but Eric did a show this morning, I believe, on Biden, and he'll probably have another show happening during the week, and you can catch him over at not at NorCal, at Military History Chronicles. Yeah, so we'll keep NorCal sports going. And hopefully, maybe Eric will pop in from time to time as a guest if he has time. But wish Eric well. He's a good dude, and we'll just wish him well. That's all we could say. Anyway, Giants won today, 3-2. But the big story of the day was Hayden Birdsong.
Wow, he looked great, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean,
6 innings, 12 strikeouts. I was a little shocked that he went back out there for the 6th. But I liked that. I liked that they pushed him a little bit, and he was up for the task. And he finished the day strong, and he got the win. So good for him.
Yeah, it was kind of had some reminiscent of. I mean, he doesn't have the same exact stuff like the fireballer that Timmy had, Lincecum, but it's great to see a young player. What is he? 22, Birdsong?
22, yeah.
Yeah, I just love his demeanor out on the mound. He's just he's a guy that goes out there.
He's competitive. And you know what I like as well? He'll mess with the pitch clock. He'll take it all the way down to a second and make the batter use a timeout or just play with the batter. And he knows how to mess with the pitch clock, which I love. He's not just going to catch it and throw it. He's gonna mix up his timing and mix up with the hitter a little bit.
Yeah. It really was something to watch. I mean, 12 strikeouts in 6 innings, averaging
at
2.
Coors, especially at Coors.
Yeah. I gotta say it again, Dave Fleming. Instead of he talks about Birdsong, and then he has to say, and all he gave up was a Coors 98-mile-an-hour home run.
I noticed that.
I'm like, dude, just
say he gave up a homer. You don't need to
minimize it.
Excuses. Yeah,
you've got to just constantly minimize it. And my goodness, it gets annoying. It gets annoying,
And what was the whole debacle with Melvin?
He went out there before the game to take out the lineup, and I guess he was arguing about Friday's calls with the one umpire that got hit by the ball down the first baseline on Wisely's hit, and he's the one that tossed him, that same ump. He just went.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. What are you doing, man, Melvin? Come on. I don't know if it was planned to go out there and try and get tossed to get your team fired up.
He did an interview after the game, and he said there was no plan to do that. It just sort of happened, and I think he apologized or whatever. But I mean, I don't know. I can see where he's coming from if he's really mad and it's been boiled over for a little bit.
Yeah. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure right now.
There is. You can feel it. The clubhouse is a little tense. Everyone's a little tense. They need to win. They want to win, and they just lost a series to Colorado. So it's a little frustrating, but at the same time, you can't let Friday night's game and one play you can't let your emotions get to you and not be able to manage the game on Sunday today.
Yeah. It's something. Remember what I said about you're catching the Dodgers at the wrong time? They're going to be mad. They just have won 3 in a row right out of the break. And did you see Ohtani's blast tonight?
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Almost out
gosh.
of the stadium.
I think we could probably play it on here. Can we? I don't know.
Probably.
Let me see if I can find it here. It was some mammoth. I mean, Solaire's. How far did they say Solaire's went today?
I think it was 470 something.
Ohtani's was 473, but it sure looked farther than Solaire's.
Well, Solaire's is also a little inflated because it was in Colorado, the altitude.
Yeah, right. And yeah, let's see if we can find this homer here. All right, we're gonna maybe I need to drown the sound out. You think?
I mean, I don't know how YouTube works with this stuff.
Let's all right. Can you see this now? This ESPN?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Look at this ball. Oh my goodness.
That reminds me of Giancarlo Stanton, how he hit it pretty much to the same spot.
Yeah.
Not the same spot, but the same, like under the awning.
Yeah. There it is again. Look at
left
this.
Center.
Look at the ball from this angle. Oh my goodness. It just went right over that. Look at that ball.
There was some graphic that I saw that showed like a hot zone of all his hits, I think. And it was the strike zone, and it was on fastballs, and pretty much the whole strike zone was covered. So if he gets a fastball, there's a good chance he hits it. I mean, it's really incredible just to be able to see him being able to do all that he can do.
Yeah, that was just, you know what? Even though he's a Dodger, if you love baseball, you got to appreciate just the greatness of the guy. I do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, I just love seeing good baseball, and just to see somebody. I mean, it makes me think the Giants just missed out so badly. Why not just have given him $1 billion? I mean, balls going into the water.
Why not, right? Why not?
I mean, you're not. You would have probably got others to come. You know,
most definitely, because I mean, he would have attracted other free agents,
right? And
but I mean, you look at the Dodgers, and I mean, they're still looking to buy.
Yeah,
I mean, they spent all this money in the offseason. They spent more billions of dollars, and they're still looking to buy. They have injuries. They have holes. Their shortstop, I think, just landed on the IL. Rojas, I think.
Oh, did he?
He got injured in this game. So I mean, they have holes on that team, and that's one of the reasons why they haven't actually won a real World Series, is because they get bounced every year. Because I mean, well, with all the firepower that they have, there are holes. The starting rotation is injured a lot. But I mean, I heard that Kershaw and Glasnow are going to come back for this series against the Giants.
Oh, seriously?
I heard that somewhere. I don't know if that's
I'm sure
actually true.
I know they were interviewing Kershaw. But I wasn't listening. I was involved in some other things. But you remember the comment that Farhan said they matched Ohtani? Do you think they maybe did offer more than the $700 million, and they just didn't want to say it because they were a bit embarrassed and say, "Hey, we did offer."
I think it's a possibility. But I mean, if you were in Ohtani's spot, what would you pick? I mean,
Oh, I
when
pick
you're
LA.
of course. I mean, when you're I think he lives in Newport Beach, so he's already down there.
Oh yeah,
There was no
yeah.
reason to relocate.
Plus his
And I
bookie was
mean,
down there too.
he was. But I mean, if you're making 800 million, what's another 50 to 100 million at that point?
Yeah, especially when it's deferred.
Right.
Hold on here. I got a cough here. Got that darn congestion still. Takes a while to get rid of that stuff. Take that Mucinex, and it's just like, Anyway, got to keep it loose, keep it out of my chest. Yeah, but overall, though, the Giants scored 9 runs in 3 games in Coors.
That can't happen. It can't happen. That's kind of an embarrassment.
Yeah.
I mean, how many runs did the Rockies score in 3 games?
Not much more. They got 7 the first night.
13. They scored 13.
13. Yeah, it wasn't a whole lot more. Yeah. Yeah. So Robert is in the chat saying, Dan, why not show Soler's homer? Okay. You ask and you shall receive, Robert. Let me pull it up here. Jorge Soler, 478 feet, according to the thing here. Let's pull it up. There we go.
Look at the catch, too.
Yeah. I caught one like that at the A's at the Coliseum in batting practice, so it wasn't in a game, but
I caught a home run in batting practice, too.
Just like that, exactly. Leaned right over the rail.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Should we watch the Melvin ejection?
Let's see if we can see that. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Watch this guy's right hand go. You're gone. The guy right there goes. Bye. You're gone.
So when was that? Because Ryan Christensen was just out there. So is this before or after?
I think this is the before.
And then once he got tossed, Christensen came in.
Yeah, you know what? I must have missed it. Yeah. That's the other night. So, but yeah, he just gives a little, you're gone. Mm-hmm. That would have been great if he goes.
Oh, that would have been entertaining. That would have been entertaining.
I think I would have done that.
Just a full ejection.
Just the full ejection.
Mm-hmm.
That was just for the drama.
Well, do you think? Let me ask you this: do you think if Melvin was managing, would he have allowed Birdsong to go out for a 6th?
Wow. I'm sure that there's some way he can reach by phone. Can he?
I mean, probably, yeah. But is he doing that, or does he just let?
I don't know, but I think he would have probably let him go 6 just because his pitch count was fine to go 6.
I think his pitch count was around 90 after 5.
Was it? I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure
it was 78. Let me look.
Was it?
Let me look at his total pitches.
His total pitches was 99 or 98.
Yeah, so.
But I thought he had kind of a quick 6th.
You know what? Let's take a look at the. You know what we can do? We can do a play-by-play here. Let me just look on the box score if I can find it 1 minute while I pull it up. Play-by-play. Bottom of the 6th.
4 pitches.
Doyle
6
struck out,
pitches. That's 10.
and then a ground out on the
3. He had 13 pitches in the 6th.
And how many did he end up with total?
98. So we had 85 after.
Yeah. So you got to let him go out. Let him go out.
What was it? I mean, it's a little bit against their MO because I mean, they haven't really thrown their young pitchers. They haven't extended their young pitchers too often, right?
Not too much. No, not too much. Is Cody in here tonight? I haven't seen Even Year Dynasty. Is he in here?
His
Yeah, there he is. Hey, Cody. Yeah, somebody said, "Hey, Cody," and then Cody, you can be Dan's new sidekick. Well, Cody's always welcome on this show as well. Cody has got a ton of knowledge with the Giants, and I enjoy working with Cody. We'll try to bring you the best of the best, you know. The one thing I could say is Bora and Los have very good, extensive knowledge of the game of baseball, as well as football and basketball. This is, by the way, guys, it is called NorCal Sports Network for a reason. It's not just Giants baseball. We do a lot of Giants baseball simply because there's not many people doing it, and we kind of feel like we have the best show covering the Giants, and we tell it like it is. A lot of Giants shows are just a lot of fluff about how the Giants. There's some good ones out there. I mean, but Cody's got a really good show, Even Year Dynasty show. He doesn't BS you and tell you everything's great. You know, he doesn't tell you this blue skies, you know, when there's storm clouds all around. He tells it like it is, like we try to do here. We're telling you that the Giants have lost 2 or 3. Now they're going into LA. LA did not play well the end of the second half. They want to put it together. And I think they're catching the Dodgers at the wrong time. They're going to have.
How many games do you think they're going to win against the Dodgers?
Right now, I think 1. And I don't know which one it is. It could be with Blake Snell tomorrow night. It could be, I guess, Robbie Ray's going to maybe pitch in this series on Wednesday. Tuesday, it looks like it's going to be Jordan Hicks.
It's Hicks on Tuesday. It's Hicks versus Knack. I don't know who Knack is.
Oh yeah, Landon Knack is probably
maybe. Wednesday. I think it's probably going to be Ray, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Robbie Ray.
Ray against Glasnow.
Okay, so Glasnow's coming back, and then Thursday's Webb
against Kershaw.
Oh, really? Kershaw's coming back. Interesting.
Webb against Kershaw.
And then who's tomorrow night? Snell against who?
Snell, that's TBD for the Dodgers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, Snell has a history of pitching well against the Dodgers.
I think Snell's going to show up.
I hope so. I hope Snell comes in and does a good job. But, hey, Cliff says the Giants suck. Let's talk 49ers football. Hey, you know what, Cliff? I was just on a phone call. The reason we were delayed, but instead of starting at 8:30, I was just on the phone with Larry Krueger, and we're going to be putting together a weekly show coming up here within the next month or so. And we're going to work on a topic, whether it's going to be a potpourri type of show where we go from Niners to whether Giants to Warriors to Sharks to whatever's going on. We cover a gamut, or we'll pick a topic, but that's going to be coming up on a weekly basis. NorCal Sports, we wanted to grow. We're sitting at 2,070-ish subscribers. You know, would love to double that by the end of the year, especially with football season coming up. Maybe we can get to that 5,000 mark by the end of 2024 and really start rocking and rolling. Larry's a good friend of mine, and he's been good to the show. Heck, I'll be over there on Larry's show quite a bit during the football season. Ryan, you can get me to 100K, no problem. You got it, man. How are you gonna? Is that with you co-hosting? Is that how we're gonna do it, Ryan? Get me to 100K, and there'll be some monetary monetary things coming back your way. Yeah.
Oh yeah, did you see the Farhan made a trade today?
Another Seattle
Mm-hmm.
for cash considerations. Some pitcher named Joe Schmo, right?
Yeah. How long do you think he's going to be on this roster?
I don't even care. I'm not even going to look and announce who it is. I don't even care. It's like, whatever,
The Mariners are the only team he can make a trade with. The only team.
It appears that way. Yeah. Niner Empire 101 says, Dan, wouldn't you think there'd be bunches of pro scouts at Dodger Stadium to watch Snell? I would think there'd be some scouts there tomorrow from different teams that might be looking at Snell. I would, let's just see how he does. I don't see. Hoop Reports has 270K right now. All right, okay. Ryan, we're gonna have to talk and get you. Yeah, we'll be doing a lot of sports talk. That's been my forte. We did a lot of specific Giants talk because, again, we were one of the only ones actually doing it. But I need to bring in guys like Bora and Los a lot to talk other sports. That was not Eric's area. He was really more of a baseball guy. And but Eric's got his passions right now. He loves to talk history, military history, and like I say, he's got a good thing going over there. But baseball, it's hard to talk baseball, isn't it, Bora, every night for a long period of time?
It gets a little tiring.
It really does, guys.
You run out of some things to talk about.
The Giants,
so you end up repeating.
There's just not much to build on here with this club.
Did you see what second baseman went down today?
In one of the other teams?
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't.
Ozzie Albies.
Oh, the Braves?
He's out 8 weeks, I think, with like a fractured wrist or something. So
Estrada.
Exactly. You could shop Estrada. He would be a plug and play, and he'd
be a perfect fit for the Braves.
He would be a perfect fit because he would be surrounded with more talent than what he's.
So would Blake Snell.
They lost
Max Fried today. They lost Max Fried today. Yeah, with a nerve and something in the forearm, a nerve. That's going to be 4 weeks minimum, it sounds like. So
and apparently the Yankees have had interest in Chapman. Apparently there's something with that. So I mean,
the Giants
this is your time.
Giants if the Giants can do their part and get swept by the Dodgers, I got a fresh new hat here ready to go. Still in the bag. We got the one up there. It's got a little blemish, so I'm going to replace that one, but this one just in time for the upcoming series. Look, fresh in the bag. See that? Are you guys gonna? Should I put it on this week? We'll see.
You're gonna end up putting it on.
I'm gonna end up putting it on. I think so. Did somebody say you better not, Dan? Cryptic Trader. You better not, Dan. Well, it's just part of the tradition. It's tradition. I wear every hat. I wear the winning hat because we only allow winners on NorCal Sports Network.
Mm-hmm. No losers.
This is a no losers network.
Well, with Birdsong's performance today, with the 12 strikeouts, I think he could be one of your guys for the future. Your pitching rotation for the future actually looks pretty good. That's where your Logan Webb trade comes into play. Because if you have a rotation of Birdsong, Harrison, Wisenhunt, Hicks is going to be here another 4 years. Robbie Ray is going to be here next year. I could see someone getting traded because I think at least next year you're going to have too many pitchers. You're going to have, most likely, if you don't deal Snell, you're probably going to have Snell back. You're going to have Webb back. You're going to have Harrison back. You're going to have Birdsong back. Hicks is going to be a starter next year. Wisenhunt's gonna probably be a starter next year.
You might have you're gonna have Ray, Harrison, and Webb, right? And Birdsong or Spore.
And Hicks.
Yep. And Hicks and maybe Wynn. That's 6. You want 7 to 8, really. In the pipeline. I mean, if nothing else this year, the discovery of Birdsong and Ramos, last year you got Harrison and
Bailey.
Bailey. You got Bailey and Harrison somewhat last year. So this year you had Birdsong and Ramos
and to an extent Wisely.
Yeah. And how about Fitzgerald?
Ooh, there it is.
They let him play today.
Another home run.
My goodness. Another home run and another hit. Didn't he have 2 hits today?
No, I think he had 1 hit and 1 walk.
Was it? Let me look at the box score. I tell you, I really like watching Tyler Fitzgerald play. 1 for 2. The guy's hitting 298, 883 OPS. Yes, it's limited, but you know what? He brings a different element. He brings his athleticism.
He got thrown out today trying to steal second base, but I'm fine with that. At least you're going for it.
He was out.
He was out.
No, he stole it, but his hand went off the bag.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But originally he was safe.
Yeah. He beat the throw.
Right, he beat the throw.
He brings another element that the Giants don't have. With him in the lineup, they're more athletic and they're faster.
Yeah. Ryan says Fitz is good. We've been arguing for him over Slater and Yaz. Yeah, look, you could have Matos and Ramos in your outfield and, Conforto out there, and you can have Wisely and Fitzgerald, and you got Chapman and first base, but you can make some trades and bring up guys. You know what? If they don't, what do you think they got to do? They're 48 and 52. If they lose 3 of 4, that means they're
49 and 55.
They go 6 under. Is that enough to start selling?
When's the trade deadline?
A week from Tuesday, the 30th.
How many games after the Dodgers series do they have?
Just the Rockies. Just the 4 against the Rockies at home.
See, the thing,
I guess you can wait till you got a double hitter Saturday. So you got Friday and then double hitter. So there's only 1 game after that. So I think after Saturday, you'll know exactly what you got to do, because you'll have Sunday and Monday and part of Tuesday to basically.
I don't know why you need to continue to wait to find out what you have to do. I think we all know what they have to do.
Yeah. I mean, if you think you're, if somehow they go if they split or something crazy happens and they win the series against LA,
Mm-hmm.
then it's like, oh, okay, now you got to look at maybe, considering buying, I guess.
If you're Farhan, I guess.
Yeah.
The thing about Fitzgerald is he's valuable not just offensively but defensively. He doesn't have one true position. He can play shortstop. He can play second. He can play first. He can play all three outfield positions. That has value. There's value to that. You've said it before. You like him in that Chris Taylor role.
Yes.
Plays like 4 to 5 games a week, just in a different position.
Absolutely. Give him at bats. I mean, he almost hit another one out today. He hit the one out and then he hit one to the track.
Mm-hmm.
Lou says they need to go 5-3 in their last 8. I think they go 3-5.
I think they split with the Dodgers and split with the Rockies again. I think they just split the rest of the way. They go 4-4, and they're still 4 games under 500.
Yeah, I think Farhan's stubborn enough to hold on to the roster at that point.
I think
I got this pitching. I got Ray. I got to give it the shot. I got to give Ray and Cobb and Webb and Snell and Birdsong now, and I think we can make a run. That's going to be his swan song. I can hear it.
It's ridiculous because who goes down when Cobb comes back?
It's got to be somebody in the bullpen, right? Who's in the bullpen? That's
Luke Jackson.
Luke Jackson could
that's a pretty obvious one.
I mean, there could be a.
I think Luke Jackson might be DFA'd when Ray comes back.
Yeah,
because then they might. Well, depending on how Hicks does on Tuesday, because if Hicks just completely bites it on Tuesday, then on Wednesday when they activate Ray, I could see them moving Hicks to the bullpen or even putting Hicks on the IL for 10 days just to give him some rest.
Right. Pitchers is 15 days now.
Is it 15?
For pitchers.
Okay.
10
pitchers?
per position, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I think they should have already done that.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect opportunity to do it after he pitched right before the break.
Mm-hmm.
Could have put him on the IL. Those days during the break would have been counted.
Because it's just days, right? It's not games.
It's days. Yeah. So you would have had all those days, Monday through Thursday, counted. You would have had this weekend counted, which he didn't pitch. He would basically be eligible to pitch in the Rockies series at home. He would have been able to come off the IL, and he would have had 15 plus days of rest, fresh enough to go into the bullpen. Mm-hmm. And that's what I think they should have done. But I think, I think he's kind of worn out. And, I see some guys in here. Robert, we could go 6-2. George go 6-2. Guys,
you could.
You could. I want to just bring you guys back to reality. You're playing 4 in LA and then 4 at home against the Rockies. Those are 4 winnable games, but it's tough to sweep a team 4 times. I think the Dodgers.
I think they go 4-4. I think they have a good chance of winning the Snell and Webb starts, just because I doubt Kershaw is going to go more than 75 pitches. He might not even go more than 60 pitches. And
honestly,
that bullpen, I think, is a little watered down. So I think your best bet is to win the Snell and Webb starts, because I don't really have any expectations for Ray. I mean,
yeah.
he's a
I
major
don't
league
know.
pitcher, but
Yeah. I don't necessarily know what's going to happen, but I hope Eric L is correct. That's what I want to see. Right there. I'm not hiding it. I want to put this hat on 4 times this week, guys. Why? Do I like the Dodgers? No, I despise the Dodgers. But I despise Farhan.
I'll be right back.
Thank you. I despise the way this organization is going. And I would like to see the change come swiftly. Just look, mediocrity should not be rewarded. Poor planning, poor vision should not be rewarded. Farhan's plan of going into the season, the way he built the roster with not very many good hitters and a bunch of injured pitchers, should not be rewarded.
No, it shouldn't.
And that's why I just want to stop this madness of the Giants all of a sudden kicking it in right before the trade deadline.
And I hate the wild card argument. Oh, they're only 3 games back in the wild card. They have to be able to climb multiple teams. It's not about the games back. It's about the teams they have to pass.
Yeah, exactly. They got to pass several teams. And their run differential we looked at is not good. I mean, guys, you won 1 game against the Colorado Rockies and you barely won. You had to hold on.
Mm-hmm.
You had the Rockies I think it was the 7th or 8th inning. They had a leadoff double. I thought, oh boy, here we go. They're going to tie it up, and somebody got out of it. I don't know if it was Walker.
I think it was.
I think it was Walker. I think there was a leadoff double in the 7th, wasn't it, off Walker? And then he struck out.
It might have been Walker, because I know Doval in the 9th. There was a runner on second, but it wasn't a double.
Okay, bottom of the 2nd, Walker pitching.
Yeah, it was Walker.
Walker pitching.
It was the
Cave doubled. Cave doubled.
It was the single that with the Ramos. He overran it.
Yeah, they had a double in the 7th after 1 out, and then and then in the bottom of the 8th, Wisely made that routine error at second base.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the
like,
leadoff.
Oh boy! And then they got the double play right after that. Then Doyle singled, and then McMahon grounded out. And then in the 9th, first 2 guys struck out. Then he walked Cave, and then he was down 2-0 to Stallings, and then he stole second.
And on the 2-0 pitch, Patrick Bailey like completely dropped it, and
he called it a strike.
Stallings and it was like livid.
It was like up and in, because he jumped up and it was up and in. He grabs it and he drops it, and he calls a strike. It would have been 3-0. You would have been close to seeing a meltdown there again.
You know, whenever I see a pitch called a strike that the catcher drops, but it's in the strike zone, I always go back to, do you remember Matt Cain's perfect game?
Oh yeah.
The first pitch of the game by the Astros was booted by the catcher. It was a strike right down the middle, and the catcher just completely booted it, and the umpire didn't give him the strike.
Wow.
I don't know why I go back to that, but that's my memory.
Turd Ferguson says Giants are realistically more likely to take 3-4 from LA and then get swept by the Rockies. Oh, wouldn't that be something?
Mm-hmm.
You just don't know what this club's going to do.
Well, you know what else is might be a factor is that they're playing a game right after elevation and cores. I don't know if that might take a toll on them, but coming back down from that high elevation might have an impact. I don't know though.
Yeah. Matthew says, "Hey Dan, hey Bora, hey Matt." I mean, seriously, guys, when we when we look at this situation with how would I say this? When we look at this Giants situation and we talk about, we want them to win, we want to see good ball, and a lot of people are, they don't understand when I say, seriously, it's better that they lose and get rid of Farhan. Guys, when I say this, it's not easy for me to want to see the Giants actually lose. But let me tell you why I say this. It's not because I want to, they're not a good baseball team, okay? Period. They're just not. If you watch baseball enough, they're not a good team. And so, and they have not shown at any point in the season, except for when they won 8 of 9, that they started looking like exciting. And that's because they had Luciano and Matos and Ramos all playing. So they're not a good team. So I don't want to see a repeat in 25. I want to see a direction.
There's no direction right now. There just isn't any direction.
And so this constant, this driving down the highway trying to drive in the middle lane, but veering over to the slow lane constantly. And then all of a sudden you have this moment. Maybe you had a cup of coffee in the car and you zip over to the fast lane for a week, and then you're just right back into the slow lane. So what you're basically doing is you're driving down the middle of the freeway. People on the left are passing you. And then there's only 2 teams going slower than you, and that's the Marlins and the Rockies, okay? You getting a word picture here? Driving down the freeway, you got this old person, and they're driving and the Giants are trying to figure out, they're just going in the middle going, well, maybe we'll slow down and move over back to the slow lane.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go back into the middle lane.
Yep.
Let's see what this fast lane feels like. Oh man, we're getting crushed. We got to get back into the middle lane. We can't drive in this fast lane.
Farhan's playing for the 3rd wild card. The 3rd wild card is one of the most ridiculous things to ever happen. Because there's just so many teams that are mid that are playing for that 3rd wild card that they're happy, and they're happy with playing for that 3rd wild card.
I just don't get it. I listen to all the different people out there talking about the Giants. I don't get the talk like, you talk like they're going to, the post-game show on the Giants. Oh, it was a great victory today, and the boys did it, and they're going to go to LA. This is going to be maybe not a happy flight, but a happier flight than it would. And, and here we go. And, this team is hard to watch, guys. You just watched 3 games against the Rockies.
Very hard to watch.
What was enjoyable other than Birdsong, watching him strike out 12 guys in pitch?
That's the only thing memorable and enjoyable from the series.
Yeah. And all these other people talking about the Giants, KNBR, the beat writers of the Giants. Oh, I think, they're going to get it going, and Duvall's going to save the first game of the playoffs. And,
everyone's short-sighted. They're focused on right now. No one is focused on the future. And that's what we're doing here. We're talking about the future because we see no future with this team right now. There is no future. They're playing year to year. And there's a point to be made that you could be playing year to year. But I mean, you need to be building for the future, and you need to be building a roster that can contend for the future and for multiple years. And that's not what Farhan has done. He's just continued to sign these 1-year deals with opt-outs that give all the power to the player, which end up opting in to the second year. And that just completely ruins the actual plan. Farhan puts no power in the organization. It's all in the player. And he doesn't really know how to run a baseball team. He just doesn't.
Wow. Yeah, you're exactly right. He doesn't know how to run it. He definitely doesn't know how to run a team.
If you need an example, just look at the past 6 years. I mean, I don't want to hear anything about the 2021 season because that was the vets. That was the vet season. That's it.
Yep, exactly. Nick says, thank you, Nick. 499 says, let Dan cook. We can't keep on with this $230 million payroll at 500 ball. Third wild cards is an embarrassment. Exactly. Hey, Ryan, I just put the link out for you if you're still in there. I saw you in there a little earlier. Bora's got to head out here at 9:30. So, Ryan, if you're still in the chat, you're welcome to jump on in. If Ryan's not in, Cody, jump on in, or Lou. But anyway, Bora, you were exactly right. This is not entertaining. It's 6 years of futility. It's like, I think our Farhan's only trade he can make is with the Mariners.
The Chris Bryant trade was because of Scott Harris.
Exactly.
Because of his connections with Chicago.
Yes. Farhan, and again, we talked about it last night. What trade has he made that has been like, whoa, we got ourselves.
He hasn't made a blockbuster trade.
He hasn't made a blockbuster. This is 6 years. We're 5.5 years in. So,
and there might be but I'm not sensing any pressure from the front office or from the organization that suggests that Farhan is on the hot seat or is being pressured. He might be on the hot seat. He might be under pressure, but we're not seeing that. And it's tough to watch a team with no direction. It just is when you're thinking about the future.
Right. Exactly. You're exactly right. And so what do you honestly think that they can split in LA, huh?
I think they can split in LA just because it's the type of team. This is what the team does. It's very inconsistent. They lose 2 out of 3 against Colorado, and then they have a decent series against the Dodgers. I mean, we saw them. Didn't they sweep them in LA 2 years ago?
Last year.
Was it last year?
Yeah, they were in a different space at that time. It was, I think that was shortly after you predicted that they'd win it.
You can't keep doing that because that was when Luciano was playing. That was when Matos was up. That was just because of.
Hey man, I was excited too, man. I thought they'd make the playoffs.
I was a little overexcited.
Yeah, we all got excited. We you know what? When do we get excited? We get excited when we see Luciano and Ramos and Matos all in the lineup, and put Fitzgerald in there. Now you got 4 out of 9 spots, and you got Bailey. You got 5 of 9 spots.
You got Wisely.
Young. Then you got Wisely. You got 6 of 9 spots. Let's just move off of these deadhead vets. Just move off of them. But I know you got to go. Ryan, have you met Ryan Bora?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know if he's there. Here he is. We're going to meet each other. You guys are probably similar in age. I think he just graduated from college. Ryan and Bora.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Hey, what's up, Bora? Yeah, I'm 23. I just graduated from UC Santa Cruz. So
that's cool. One of my good friends is going into his second year at Santa Cruz.
Nice, nice.
Mhm.
So, but anyway, you're welcome to stay on, Bora. But I know you mentioned you gotta.
Yeah,
head out.
I have to head out. I have some
All right.
arrangements.
Well, you're free tomorrow night.
I might be. I'll text you tomorrow.
Let me know. It'll be a later show. It'll probably be about 10 o'clock.
Okay, sounds
Yeah,
good.
I can hop on if you need to.
Okay.
Dan.
All right. Very
All right,
good.
see you, Dan. Nice to meet you, Ryan.
Hey, nice to meet you, Bora.
I
Bye.
see you, Bora. All right, man. I like having youth, man. Play the kids. We're playing the kids.
Now you're really playing the kids, yeah, for real.
We're playing the kids.
You know what's crazy is I'm actually younger than Birdsong, which is nuts. It's crazy because now, like, I'm only 23, right? And it's insane because as I'm getting older, players, especially like in the NBA, I'm like older than them now, and I'm like, this is insane. I start to get like, and I've heard you say it before too, like, oh, they're young guys, they're young guys. And when I was a kid, you know, I couldn't really relate to that, but now I really get it.
Right.
But anyways, yeah, I think today, just to go on today's game, I think today's game was pretty nice just to see with Birdsong how good he's really, you know, been. I think for everybody, I mean, especially me, pretty unexpected because I know, you know, Wizenhunt and, you know, Harrison have been kind of the guys they've, you know, touted up to be the top two pitchers. But, you know, honestly, I think Birdsong probably looks better than Harrison. I know it's a little bit too early
I think
to
he
say.
does a little bit. He looks
Yeah,
a little more consistent.
Yeah, I think it's probably too early to say because Harrison started a lot more. But what I like with Birdsong is he has another pitch. You know, he has I think Harrison's really only got, you know, 4 pitches. And I don't think he really only has 4 pitches. And with Birdsong, he has 5. And you saw today, like, the last few games he's pitched, he never really went to the curveball. And then today, you know, Bailey and him decided, you know, I don't know who it was, but they were going to be throwing the curveball all day. And it's really nice to see how Birdsong has really a lot of pitches he can rely on.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what's your predictions for the series with the Dodgers?
Honestly, I think we're going to win the series. And I know that's a hot take, but this is how the Giants are. We're going to win the series, or we're going to tie. It's going to be 2-2 or 3-1, in my opinion. We'll see. I could be wrong because, you know, that's how this team is this year. But, you know, I think it's funny with the Giants. They seem to be super, super inconsistent. I heard this on, I think it was Kruger's show. Yeah, it was Kruger's show the other day when he was talking about, like, what trades we should make. And basically he was saying the problem with the Giants is you get a good pitching game one day and then you have no hitting. And then the next game you get good hitting and good starting pitching. And then it's a bullpen fiasco. And then it's, you know, so it's always something. But with the Dodgers, it seems like the Giants seem to consistently, you know, show up at least. Like they seem to really, everybody seems to play hard. And, you know, I know we lost the first series against them when we only won 1 game, but I think, you know, with that, every game was close. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be surprised if we lose the series, but I do think it'll be a competitive one. And especially because Kershaw has his first start on Sunday, and I think they're throwing another, or not Sunday, on Sunday, Thursday. I meant to say Thursday. He's got his first start on Thursday, and then they're throwing out a couple bullpen games because I don't know if you've seen, but the Dodgers starting rotation right now is, you know, basically completely injured.
Yeah, the Dodgers rotation is a mess. But the problem with the Giants versus the Dodgers, the Giants or the Dodgers have enough firepower to be able, like today. What was their final score?
What was it, 3-2?
No, I'm talking about the Dodgers.
Oh, the Dodgers. Yeah, sorry.
Even though their pitching's bad, let's see what they did. Their final score was 9-6. Okay. So the Dodgers won 9-6. And then what did they win yesterday?
It was a walk-off yesterday. I watched the highlights.
Yesterday was 7-6.
What inning did that go to, Dan?
10.
Yeah, that was a good game.
And then Friday, they won 4-1. So if you get good pitch, the Dodgers just need to hold teams to 4 or 5 runs generally.
Well, I guess the best question would be,
that's why I'm saying how the Giants going to beat them that much, because the Giants didn't even score more than 3 runs in a game in Colorado. Now you're going to go face an offensive team that has the ability to put up 6-7 runs a game. how are you going to win games when you can only score 3?
Yeah, but that's the thing with the Giants is I think and that's why I was kind of joking. I think realistically we will lose this series to the Dodgers. I was just saying with how inconsistent the Giants are, I wouldn't be shocked to see us win the series because I remember when was it 2 weeks or a week before the All-Star break. We were on we were right about 4 games under 500, and then all of a sudden we play the Dodgers, the Braves, and the Indians, and all of a sudden we look good, and then it's kind of this circle with the Giants. I wouldn't be surprised either way, is what I'm saying.
Here's why I'm picking the Dodgers at least 3 or 4. I'll give you 3 reasons. 1, the Dodgers got beat a couple weeks ago in San Francisco.
Yep.
They lost the series. That Dodgers weren't playing well. They continued to fall apart into the second half. I came back and I said, this is a bad time to see the Dodgers because they're going to get hot and their bats are going to get going. If Ohtani gets going and Freeman gets going and Will Smith get going and somebody else, the Giants have a chance with Blake Snell and Webb if they both pitch their best games.
Is Webb pitching this series? I only saw that
he's pitching Thursday. He's going to pitch Thursday.
So against Kershaw?
So they're going to have
how do you think Kershaw looks on his first start? Maybe we get kind of lucky on that.
Maybe you do. Yeah, maybe. You're going to have Snell, Hicks, Robbie Ray making his debut, and then Webb.
Is Ray pitching Wednesday?
I believe so.
What do you think about Ray? Because I'm interested to hear your takes because I honestly don't know how he's gonna do.
He's pitched well in AAA in some of his starts. I don't know. It's hard to say what you get up there with big league pitchers that know how to work counts. It's hard to say.
Would you be happy if he went 5 innings? What do you what would
I would expect 85 pitches and maybe 5 innings. Maybe he gets into the 6th. Maybe he get into the 6th.
Yeah, that would be good. I mean, I'm not super worried about Ray because I do think he seems at least even when he's had bad seasons, he seems like he goes a lot of innings, which is nice, especially for this bullpen right now, because everybody seems a little bit spent, especially some of the guys they've used a lot, like Rogers, Tyler, especially.
Yeah.
I think Walker right now, we're even kind of seeing he's starting to show a little fatigue because I think him and Rogers, I mean, I haven't looked in the last week, but I know before the All-Star break, they were the 2 most used bullpen in the league. And it would be kind of just nice, even if Ray is getting lit up, as you would say, it would kind of just be nice to have him in there just to eat up some innings. Because I think at this point, and like you've been saying all season, I don't really think we can expect more than 5 innings out of Hicks.
You're lucky if you get 4.
No, and what's funny? Did you see his interview after his last start?
Yeah, he said he was tired.
Yeah,
which is nothing new. We called it. I saw that coming a mile away as soon as.
What do you think about them still starting him with this?
I don't like it. I'd put him in the bullpen right
either.
now.
I don't like it because we have him on it's another 3 years after this.
Yeah.
And I feel like, it's almost better, like you've been saying all year, put him into the bullpen when he starts looking spent because you don't want to end up with I know he's saying it's not an injury thing, but that's what everybody says.
Yeah.
Who's a
Mark Graves says exactly what I was saying, Mark. You hit it, nail on the head there. The Dodgers only need to score 4 runs to beat us. Yeah. How are the Giants going to score 5 runs? I mean,
not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I just wouldn't be shocked to see some elite pitching. Especially from Snell.
Giants might win a game 2-1, 1-0. They might have to win that way. Hey, we bring in the great Lou Marston. How you doing, Lou?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
Good, Lou. How are you?
Dodgers have scored 20 in the past 3 games. Yeah, the Dodgers are getting going. They get those bats going, and I've seen the Dodgers do this over the last several years where they put together a 7, 8 game homestand, like 7-0, 8-0, 9-0. They get hot and they get going and they get that their little what they do and they get that crowd going and Giants have any. I don't know. Giants just we'll see. I'm not expecting much. What are you expecting, Lou?
I think it all depends on tomorrow night. I think game one is sort of the key to the series. I think,
100%.
I think they're smart putting Snell.
We're waiting for Snell to be the Snell he's had the last two.
Yep.
All we ever heard is how good he is against the Dodgers when he's with the Padres. I think it's a huge thing. I think, if you saw the last three games, that was like a playoff atmosphere. The Boston Red Sox and the Dodgers. Every game was on national TV. Every game the Dodgers were down. Every game they came back. That's the one thing about the Giants is we went into Colorado saying, oh, we got 3 with Colorado and 4 at home.
Yep.
And we basically said, we'll just walk in. And what happened? We were lucky to win today.
Yep.
I mean, all we've heard is about how horrible the pitching and the umpires were. But if you remember the 9th inning, they had that runner at second actually it was a runner at first. When he stole the ball, the pitch was above the other guy's head.
Yeah.
And the umpire called the strike. It's a big difference when it's a 2-1 count
versus 3-0
compared to 3-0.
Yeah, and I don't know
what's so funny is Fleming didn't talk about it.
Nope.
And the Giants, of course, didn't even re-show the replay. I mean, it literally was above the guy's head. And the Rocky went like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So what comes around goes around. I think the Giants right now, everything that goes wrong, they all blame the umpires no matter what instead of our players. I've been saying Fleming is the worst homer in the last 2 months, but
100%.
That's just the way I see it. But I think, the one thing about the Dodgers is being a rivalry. I think if it was any other team, the Dodgers would probably have a letdown, after a brutal series against Boston. But, they have a chance to bury the Giants.
And they would like to do that.
That's a big thing. So I think game one is a big key. The other thing, too, is with the next games, nobody's really talking about it. It's going to be 8 games, 4 games where the level of intensity is going to be very high. And then we have 4 games in 3 days, which means obviously on a doubleheader, it's hard to win 4 games, at home. But when you have a doubleheader, it's always hard to sweep. Mm-hmm. And we have no clue what's going to happen. We could have a real tough series here where our bullpen is shot. And then we have Colorado where we assume, it's Colorado, and you got to remember, we're playing basically 10 days, no days off. We always complain, we haven't had a day off. We haven't had a day off. We haven't had a day off. I mean, our runners in scoring position have had the whole 2 months off. But I think this is a big key. Tomorrow's a big game, and we got to add runs. I mean, this Dodger team against Boston was down every game, never panicked. Look at the Giants today. I think 2 of the 3 games we led 3-0 and never scored after the second inning.
Correct.
We have to add on. And Solar got the big hit, for the big home run, which was great.
Fluke.
But, I'd rather see him get a big hit when it really counts.
Yeah, Fluke.
To lead off the game. There's no pressure. I need him to do the same thing when we have runners at second and third with 2 outs where the Giants just need a big hit to take the lead.
Not going to happen.
Yeah,
so I think, that's a big thing. But I think game one's a big because, usually, and especially in a 4-game series, if the Giants lose tomorrow, then you're putting a lot of pressure again on Webb.
That's
and then, that Webb's going to be Wednesday. You're going to put a lot of pressure on Hicks.
Yeah.
Hicks, this is his last game starting. They've already said, hey, bringing back Rain, all them, he's going to go to the bullpen. So
they have said
start.
that?
They said that, Lou?
They said that, yesterday.
When did they say? I didn't catch that.
Interesting.
So, they sat down with them and said, hey, this is it. we're going to basically bring you to the bullpen because they don't want to do the 6-man rotation right now. And every game is a must. And I personally think Farhan's not going to do anything. I think it's all
that's
talk
kind of
like
what
usual.
I think. That's what I think, too.
Because, I remember 3 or 4 years ago when the Giants won like 7 in a row and they said they're not going to do it. They're going to stick with the same team instead of making it. And then they lost 3 before the trade deadline and then 5 after, and it was over.
Yeah, that was last year, too. It was basically the same thing.
We always talk about this.
Who do we get?
Farhan's never made a move. Either way, he always has a reason why we should keep our team. And, he could say the same thing. Oh, we have pitchers. Look at next year's schedule. The other thing nobody's talking about and why we need to do it is everybody that's ahead of us, we play in September.
100%.
We all talk about right now how our schedule's easy.
Yep.
If you notice our schedule in September, including a 3-team city, the second to last homestand, the last road trip, we play 9 games against teams that are all we're competing against.
And we suck on the road.
With the Cardinals. So really we have 12 games of all the teams that are ahead of us. So it's not like, if we beat the Dodgers and we beat Colorado, we're fine. We're not. Nobody's talking about the A's. We all thought, oh, God, we played Colorado and the A's. A's stink. They're the worst record.
The A's always beat us. They're going to beat us.
A's have been on fire. They're hitting. We went to Colorado and we barely won 1 out of 3. We got to start thinking not who we're playing, but how we can get better every game. And I think that's a big key, which is sort of basic baseball, but I don't know.
Yeah, good point here brought up by George Curry. George, do you think that if the Giants sell Snell, Chapman, and others at the deadline, do you think that future free agents would want to sign with the Giants?
He makes a good point, actually, to be honest. And I've been...
when you sign a contract that has a opt-out after the first year, you can't expect the team to be totally loyal to you. I wouldn't care what the players really thought at that point. If I got a good offer for Chapman and Snell, bye-bye.
Yep.
If I had that coming my way, this team needs to rebuild in the worst way. They do not have enough talent to look. We looked at the Giants prospects. Their top prospect is Bryce Eldridge. He's 3 years away, most likely 2 at minimum. Okay. Who else is coming? You got Matos. They're not playing him.
The Matos treatment is insane right now. It's actually gross. They're treating him worse than Slater, and it's actually really. And I heard Cody say this on his show. Your guest, Cody, on Even Your Dying. He said this the other day, and it's kind of true. And I wouldn't like to see Matos get sent down, but it's like the way they're treating him. It would be nice to at least see him get some at bats, in AAA, because they've really abused him right now since they dumped Slater and they put him in the Slater role, but they don't even give him the at bat Slater got. And I really feel bad for Matos right now because I do think he has a lot of potential.
Yeah. So let me look here through the chat, catch up anything. Alive says the September, you just mentioned that, Lou. September schedule's brutal. Mike, hey, what's up, Mike? Mike from the NorCal Sports Network Fantasy Baseball League. Let's see. What else do we have going here? I'm just going through the chat. We're going to clean it up and then call it a Sunday night here. It's almost 10 o'clock. It's a work day tomorrow. Let's see what else we got. Got any questions you guys want to fire in? Hiroku says, name a few guys under Farhan who turned down the best offer to pass on the Giants.
My God, the big 2 right away.
A lot of
I think what he's saying is, what's the best offers? I guess Judge was the best offer, but he really wasn't the best offer because the the Yankees matched it.
Yeah.
When have the Giants made the best offer? It was Correa, and he accepted.
Correa.
So
and
I
that
think
was a huge embarrassment. They had the press conference. Yeah. He invited his family. Everyone was there, and then they said, "Oh, it doesn't look good. Let's call it."
Yeah, I think one of the things you gotta. I think what Hiroku's saying here is, if I'm reading it right, is what free agent has turned down the Giants who was offered the most money? Because I don't think the Giants have offered the most money to anybody except Correa.
Yeah, Correa, except
and
Correa.
he took it.
And he
So,
what was that deal?
Jung-Hoo Lee took it.
What was that deal again, Lou? Was it like a third? What was? Do you remember?
13 years.
13 years.
$336 million.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it was a rich deal, but looking back on it, I feel like we might. I don't know. I feel like maybe we.
You got to remember that year, Dan. There were 4 great shortstops, all free agents.
Swanson, yeah.
Swanson, stud. But why? Let me ask you a question. We couldn't have gone. We didn't want Swanson because he was the most expensive. There were 3 other ones we could have gone after.
No, the most
Swanson
expensive was Trey Turner, and then there was Bogarts.
Yeah, Turner, but
Trey
Swanson
Turner,
we didn't go after, and he was half the price.
Yeah, it was Trey Turner.
Well, Turner
Bogarts.
wasn't going to sign with us. He said he wanted to go play. He said he wanted
Philly.
to be on.
I agree.
Yeah. So it was really between Bogarts, Swanson, and Correa. And what I was annoyed with that season was they went all in on Judge, and then at that point they had to overpay Correa because he had all these other offers, and then they didn't end up signing Correa, and then that time Swanson signed. So it was like we kind of missed out on 3 players, like kind of like what Lou was saying.
Yeah.
There was so many shortstops out there at the time, and I would have done the Swanson deal because he ended up getting the cheapest deal. And I know
I think he wanted to be in Chicago, though. His wife has something to do with soccer team or something in Chicago. And
would you have done the Correa deal, Dan?
Well, no. Here's the other thing. So who did we get? We couldn't get Correa or any of those. So what did we do last year?
We got This was the worst.
We still didn't get a shortstop.
Huh?
No,
we didn't get a first baseman.
No,
I mean, yesterday's game, we lost because we didn't have a first baseman again.
Yeah, we got what Farhan did, which was really bad, is he went and got Ross with the money instead. He went and then got Ross Stripling, Mitch Haniger, and then Conforto.
A bust.
And the only player who has actually provided any WAR or wins to this team has literally just been Conforto, and the other players he signed, they're not even on the team anymore. He had to trade off Haniger.
Yeah, he's made some
written all over it.
He's made a ton of blunders.
It's just that this offseason he's been horrible.
He hasn't
had his free agent pickups. He's probably picked up in the 6 years, probably 24 players, maybe 3 or 4 have been good. The other 20 have been busts.
His best deal was for Wade, and that was it. And really, besides that,
what did he get? Wade? Didn't he pick him up like he has? Those teams were dropped off the other teams.
Traded to Minnesota for Sean the pitcher. What's his name?
Another bust.
I can't remember the pitcher's name.
Wade wasn't a bust though. Wade, that was a good. I'm just saying. You asked what Farhan move he is. I like the Wade move. I think Wade is being good.
My question is, as far as Wade was a good move, Wisely's a good move.
That's it.
But name me.
He's a terrible GM.
Okay, but name me a move that you in 5.5 years, a transaction that Farhan has made where you go, wow, I can't believe this guy's on our team.
Oh, dude, nothing like that.
They don't have a guy. There is no wow. The only wow on the team
is Ramos.
And he wanted nothing to do with Ramos.
Wait, didn't Sabian draft Ramos?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not even his play. The only Farhan, he drafted Bailey, right?
He drafted Bailey and Harrison.
That's all Farhan can. No, I wouldn't say Harrison's a hit yet. We need to see.
And
more
he drafted Fitzgerald, I believe, too.
Yeah, but I think we
Dan,
can all say Bailey is a big league player. I think it's a little too early to say on Harrison and Fitzgerald. I think Harrison definitely has a spot in the MLB team. I think it's too early to say he's like, a great player. But I do think for Farhan, the only thing I could say, because you said what has Farhan done is good, Bailey is a good catcher. I will say that. He is a good catcher in this league.
Yeah.
But if you get one good player out of like how many, I mean, and like you were saying, I remember a few
Look
shows
at the
ago,
Orioles.
like,
The Orioles are just loaded.
that's what I'm saying. That doesn't mean you're a good GM just because you got one good player.
Orioles are backed up. There's guys that are blocked. This kid, their catcher.
Is Mayo playing yet? I still like Kobe Mayo. What was his name? Something Mayo?
Yeah, Kobe Mayo. I think he's playing.
And then Dan, I think everybody in front of us for the wild card, for the big third place wild card, they're all going to make deals. Pittsburgh right now, they said they're going to shop. Nationals, they're going to.
Oh
shop.
wow, Grand makes.
We're just going to sit on our thumbs and do nothing.
Thanks,
That's how
MF
Farhan
Basallo.
always does, and he always plays it safe.
Yeah, Basallo. He's a left-handed hitting catcher, and he's blocked by Adley Rutschman. This guy's a masher. Basallo. The Orioles have like 7 prospects that are all, and like 3 or 4 of them are just starting to play. A couple of them are just a year or 2 in the league. They just keep building a pipeline. Why do the Giants have nobody stepping up and coming in? Where are they? The Giants don't have guys knocking down the door. They bring guys up because of injury.
And
look at the Nationals. All because of one trade. They're back.
The most annoying thing about the Giants prospect system too is like anybody who's good and starts playing well, they seem to want to ice them. And it's like, I remember I was talking about this with Cody on Twitter a few days ago. Like the Giants, I don't know, it's definitely a Farhan thing. They are the worst, and or the best, however you want to phrase it, at riding the cold hand. It's like Fitzgerald, I remember, thank God they played him today because he hit a home run yesterday. But in his game before that, because he's had in his last 3 games, he's had a home run. But the game before that, they didn't play him for a week. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like this team has a really – and then I remember Matos, he won player of the week. They put him up to the leadoff position and then bat him second, where he's not meant to be. And I know Dan talked about that a lot. And then, they put him on ice, and then now they're platooning him. It's like, that's not how you treat your young players. Like, if you want to get these guys to actually be good for your team, you have to give them an opportunity. It can't be this like, oh, okay, you had 4 bad at-bats, you're out of the lineup for a week.
Yeah. Well, guys, we're going to call it a night and appreciate everyone coming on. Thanks to Bora and to Lou and to Ryan for stepping in. We'll be back tomorrow night all week long. The only night that will actually go on as regularly scheduled will be Thursday. That'll be the 8:30 night. The rest of the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, because the games start at 7:15, we will probably come on closer to 10 o'clock. Okay. 9:45 to 10 is my best guess. Hopefully they won't go later than 10. Thursday's a day game. So we will come on at 8:30 Thursday night. Not sure which crew we have, but we got a crew.
Yeah, if you need me to hop on tomorrow, I can hop on because I know it's a late show because you're saying Bora has like
a
curfew.
Not sure what his schedule is.
3.5 weeks till the ball game for the raffle, so let's get that filled.
Yeah, we got to get that going tomorrow night, guys. Lou, you going to be available tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'll be around.
We got the raffle. We need to get that set up, guys. We need to get.
How many tickets do we have sold? Because I think I could sell. My grandma is super into raffles, and now I'm gonna try to help you. Try to be.
Yeah, we need about 43 more to sell. So
all right, and it's 5 per person, right?
You can buy up to 5. Yeah, okay, we might have to increase that.
No, I think we can sell them. I can get some people. My grandma is super into raffle tickets, and she loves the Giants. So now,
did you guys see what we're gonna do to pick the
And those
number?
Chiefs Lou has are money.
Did you
Those
see
are
that, Lou? How
nice.
we're gonna pick
I did. I saw that last night. I saw both versions. I like the first one.
the
And then
wheel,
Lou,
right? The
Lou,
wheel.
you said
Yeah, the wheel.
there's batting practice, right? You mentioned.
Yeah, batting practice
yep.
too. You get to either go when Atlanta bats or the Giants.
Yeah, that's how I'm gonna sell it because a lot of people like want to. That's a really special experience.
Unlimited photos. You're on the field. It's pretty cool.
There's the squares, guys.
All right.
You
I
see
just
the
took a
names on
screenshot.
there. Mark, we did update number 95 there, and 20 to Melissa. So there's the updated squares. The blanks are available. $15 per square gets you 4 seats. Those seats where the red arrow is, right in the front of right by the Giants dugout. You literally can look in the Giants dugout, seat 1. And I think we had a video of that. I don't know.
Yeah, Blake Snell.
I don't know if that's still in here. It may not be in the chat here. Yeah. So, and then when we pick the numbers, guys, it's a random what do you call it? A digital random selector. It will pick the number, and the winner wins 4 tickets. Those are valued at over $600. Aren't those tickets, Lou? $650?
Yeah, I think it's $638 for all 4.
Yeah.
$638. You can get all 4 for $15. And you get to go on the field for batting practice. All right. Let's just pretend that we actually, if I can find that, where did it go? I hate that when these things move on me. Bear with me, guys. I got to find my wheel. Gathering. Where'd my wheel go? You know, it's funny. These things. Awards. Squares, updated squares. Hope I didn't lose it. Oh, you know what? I know it's not in there. Hold on, guys. I'll show you. I forgot. I got to go.
Man, the chat with this political. The chat lately.
Okay. Let's do this. Random.
Hey, Luke, Mark's asking about the, he said Giants batting practice usually happens before gates open. How does that work?
That's why you got to go through a certain entrance to get in. And you need to be escorted on to the ballpark. So, yeah, it's possible.
Okay, cool.
All right, guys, this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like when we are going to pick a winner.
I don't see it.
Wait a minute. Hold on here. Why is that not? Hold on. I know what I got to do. Got to go back to there.
Nice.
And then I got to go to the bookmark. Pick it there. 1 sec, present, to do. It's got to show up this time. Is it showing up now?
Yep.
All right, there we go. So we go 1 to 100, and we spin the wheel, and we're going to see it. This isn't the real deal. We still got squares to sell. But let's see if we get a winner.
And then Dan, you just went all to your Venmo, right?
Yeah.
All right. So okay, I'll touch base with some people
79.
tomorrow.
I don't think anybody has number 79.
Well, that sounds like last night. You remember? Nobody had him until we got Willie Mays, which was yours.
So hey, Dan, I think some people in the chat were asking too. What would you do like if we don't end up selling all of them? Is it just going to be the closest number? If it hits,
We'll just pick it. We'll spin it until we get a winner.
Spin it again.
Yeah. Here we go. We'll just do this. Spin it until we get a winner.
No, I think we can fill it up though. I'll get some promoting out there.
Number 2. I think we might have somebody in number 2.
Yeah, we have the whole top square.
Let's see. There we go. Number 2. Hayden. Oh, Bora's on number 3. Oh, did he pick 3 or did he mean to pick 13? I'll have to ask him. I thought he was picking 13. Maybe he was doing 3.
Didn't Eric buy squares or were they taken away? Oh, no, he's still there.
Oh, he's still there. They're his squares.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they're his squares.
No refunds.
Yeah, no refunds.
No refunds.
Yeah,
So-
Dan, what we'll do tomorrow, hopefully after a big...
I think I can sell like 10. That's my goal. I'll promote this as
and
well.
then, hey, Dan,
Yeah.
I've gone on the field the last 2 years, so I'll basically go over how it works. So this way
Nice.
we're all on the same page with everybody, how the tickets will be to the Giants Fund, what I recommend. Like I always go early for the Giants, and then I go to batting practice in right field because there's nobody there.
Smart.
And you're there maybe among 6 people with batting practice, especially if you get a team like the Giants where they're going against a righty. It'll be all lefties.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I'll go over sort of like since I've done it the last 2 years. Because
Bora's got, I'm not sure if he's got 13, Eric, or 3. He put it in there last night, so maybe he changed it to 3. We'll see. So guys, yes, you're in. You get in before the public. That is correct.
What's your predictions for tomorrow, guys? Before we end, because
I think Snell pitches. I think Snell goes 6 innings. I think he throws
90-ish pitches.
93, 94, 95 pitches. I think he gives up 1 run.
Yep.
And I think he leaves the game with the Giants up 2-1. And then I think the bullpen
explodes.
Blows it up.
What about you, Lou?
Well, if I remember right, is this his first game since he's come back on the road?
Lou, for who?
Because
For
Minnesota,
Snell?
he pitched, was at home, and then he won the game before. Those were both at home, right? He pitched 5 innings, and then
Well, he pitched on the road earlier in the year, but since he's come back, it's been at home. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is Dodger Stadium. I think it's and the bats are hot for the Dodgers. So
Right.
we'll see. I think for Snell, the first inning is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get past that first inning blues. And, the Giants got to hit, the Dodgers don't give up. That's the one thing. The Giants got to add on.
100%. I do
the
think it
Giants don't
helps.
score at least 20 runs in these 4 games. They might get beat 3 out of 4, maybe get swept. They got to score.
Yeah. And let me bring this up here real quick because Mark Graves brings up a point. He's one of our mods. Yeah, no politics on here. You get a timeout unless we're talking politics on the show. Let's not do politics in the chat.
Yeah, I was saying that. I was saying that earlier. Especially, don't spread propaganda, guys. Like, what I mean.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun with NorCal Sports Network. We're gonna take this thing
Next level.
Yeah, we're gonna. It's time to let it explode. I'll talk to you guys in the green room.
100%.
We will see you guys tomorrow night. Thanks for joining, everybody. We'll be back with the Giants post-game show against the Los Angeles Dodgers from Los Angeles tomorrow night. And don't forget, this week I should be having Marty Lurie come on. I'm gonna try and reach out to Claudia Jestro. See if I can get her on the show maybe tomorrow night, maybe Tuesday night. We'll see. Claudia is covers the LA sports. She's been on NorCal Sports, and she's a good friend of the show. And she gave us some insight last year into the Giants and Gabe Kapler and how Kapler looked like he had lost the club. She was
Too
down
much
there.
Instagram.
Yeah. So guys, we'll be back tomorrow night. Thanks again for joining. You guys have any final thoughts, Lou?
Let's see. I just hope we show up tomorrow night on fire. Need these games.
Yeah. All right.
Game one of the series is always the most important.
It is. Ryan,
Yeah.
you got any?
Yeah,
you got any final thoughts?
Yeah, final thoughts for me is we need a good pitching performance tomorrow because, like Lou said, game one's really important. And also, I think we need to keep some of these bullpen arms saved for later in the series. So hopefully Snell can have a good game.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see. What do we want to close with? Do we want to close? We got several things we can close with. We could close with the fan in the stands. We got Elliot Ramos we can close with. We can play with the kids. Or what could we do? We could do my home run call in San Diego.
Beat LA's.
I would go with the home run call or the kids one.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I think.
You decide.
I'm going to go with. Let's go with the kids, guys. We want to keep playing those kids.
Yes,
we'll
sir.
see you tomorrow night, everybody.
Fitzgerald better be playing tomorrow. That's all I'll say.
Yes, I agree. Thanks, guys, for joining. Appreciate you being here with us. See you guys tomorrow night.